KILR Killer Game.
Hello, gamers, simmers, and pilots. I am the Killer Gamer, and welcome to the World Tour featuring Sierra ProPilot. Okay, so we're going to be continuing here with the tour. We're flying at night, and let's go ahead and talk about the actual flight plan on where we are and where we're going to be going. So here's the map. You know this map very well, I'm sure, by now, hopefully. This is the SubLogic Flight Simulator 2 map. We're here at Joliet Park District. Our next stop, this is where things get annoying. Our next stop would be Greater Kankakee, but the airport is not in ProPilot. Why would they leave it out? I don't know. I think that was a huge oversight. So we're going to have to do the airport right after that. But we are still going to be doing that same flight plan. We'll just have to skip an airport like how we had to skip Clow. So we're going to be flying from Joliet. We'll fly to Peotone. The VOR for Kankakee is there. So we can at least go to that. And then we'll be going to Pontiac to get a Trans Am, and then we'll be landing here at Bloomington-Normal. So this is definitely going to be a longer flight than usual. So it should be rather interesting as far as what happens. Well, I mean, the only thing that's happened is that we're going to be flying, but yeah, it's going to be nighttime and won't be too much out there. But just so you guys know, I am live streaming these episodes as I'm recording them. Not all of them, but you know, a good portion. So starting with this one, so you may see some people join in on the chat, which will be in the lower left corner of the screen. And you guys can also join me on future streams and be a part of the episodes. So if you want to do that, KILR.TV/ that's not right. Twitch.tv/KillerGamer. I don't even know my own channel. So yeah, head over there and follow, and you'll get notified when I go up on Twitch and do streams. And I'm doing the streaming of the old simulators. And yeah, if you want to be part of the world tour and join me live and interact and stuff, yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love to chat with you. And then as far as YouTube, be sure that you subscribe. That's an important thing. You're going to want to subscribe and do the notification, so that way you know when new stuff is coming. So let's go ahead and get everything turned on here. I do have our flight plan all ready to go. I don't know if the ATC is going to work though. I guess we'll find out. So I had to turn the fuel. Remember, I have to click that, make it on both. A little small here, at least for me. Then turn on the power, and then we can click S to start. And then we'll click this. Oh, there we go. To turn on power. And it should automatically tune the comms in. All we got to do is just do that. Yeah, brakes. Okay, so it's not talking, so I don't think there's anything to talk about here as far as the ATC is concerned. Either that or it's broken and doesn't work anymore. I'm not sure. What's going to be interesting, I don't know if they're going to guide us or not, but I hope I've got all the navs and everything that I need here. Boy, that is small. 113.2. This thing didn't even light up, so I have no idea where we're headed. Alright, let's set nav 2 then. We'll set that for Joliet, 112.3. 112.3, okay. Set that there. That did not move. Oh, I think that's because the Cessna... I think it's because the Cessna on this thing, it changes one to an ADF and the other one... it's kind of... It's annoying. Let's see. Might have to strain my eyes here. Oh, really? This is not lighting... Oh, maybe we have to get up in the air. Alright. Well, I guess we can take the runway in front of us. Hopefully we won't get lost. Oh, the keyboard controls are all over the place. You have to hit the comma and the period, or your rudders, and then the L key right above it centers them. So yeah, it's a little weird. And why we're at an angle there, I have no idea. So this is an unpatched version of ProPilot. So this has got all the bugs and everything in it. Alright, we'll get some takeoff flaps here. Try to keep from turning. That's weird. Being at an angle like that. Alright. We are airborne. I am surprised this VOR has not... See, 113.2... No, 112... Yeah, 112.3 is Joliet. But I am not getting... This is not doing anything. Look at that. It's almost as if the VOR is broke or something. And I know it exists. And without ATC, I'm not sure if we're going to lose our way or something. Ah, there it goes. It finally... Not where we want it. Okay, so we can just go ahead and turn this. It's the wrong way. Oh, no, that's right. What do we want? 1, 2... Oh, we're pretty much on the course that we want to go. So I'm heading out of Joliet at a heading of 120. Now, if I remember correctly, I think the autopilot was busted on this too. It's a long flight, so maybe we'll read out of the manual. This thing really likes to turn. Well, I think it did generate some wind, but as far as the flight plan is concerned. So 113.2 is this one here. Ah, I passed it. So we can switch between nav 1 and nav 2, although there's only one OBS. Isn't that kind of weird? Wait, why is that saying 99 nautical miles? That's not right. 52. What the heck? It doesn't know how many nautical miles we are. $45, $43. Man, where the heck are we going? This is like turning us all over the place here. No wonder it's giving us some crazy readings here. We're being blown around in circles. Okay. Alright, can we keep this heading? And can we keep the altitude? Somehow I don't think that's working. I turned on the autopilot, it's just like heading off in a different direction. Oh my word. Have to do some old-fashioned navigation here. Boy, we are really flying slow. What is up with that? Is it the pitot heat? Oh, that's slowing us down. Look at this, we're still turning! Stop turning! We don't know the frequency for the... So there's another VOR that it's taking us to, I think. I don't know, it might be Payatown. There we go. We're going a little bit faster now. Yeah, I don't think we're getting any ATC on this one. Because they're not communicating with us or anything. I swear I cannot get this thing to stay. Let's see if we can switch. Okay. Looks like that might work. Alright, there's our heading. That's going to take us to Payatone. I have Payatone turned on. Okay, Kankakee is 111.6, so let's set that here. I went the wrong way. There we go. So we're about 5 miles from the Payatone VOR. Switch that here. Alright, let's see. Pull out the book here, the manual. Well, this isn't really a manual. It's called the Flight Companion, and we're turning. Stop turning! Go this way. So, yeah, look how thick this thing is. Look at that. This thing is thick. We'll take a look at that as soon as we switch off here. Which actually we can probably do that right now. Oh, darn. Okay, we don't get any DME with the Kankakee VOR, so we'll just fly in that direction until it goes from until the arrow switches from going up to going down. There's a way I could somehow keep this from... That might work. I'm looking at the turn coordinator, and I use the rudder which is probably what I was supposed to be doing, to move it off to the side. Because, yeah, see the little bubble there in the turn indicator? When the rudder was centered, the bubble was off. So I just applied a little bit of rudder, and it's keeping it in the center. And I think, yeah, we're not doing any wild turns now. So, hey, we learned something. How about that? All right, let's go to the introduction here. Welcome to ProPilot. The ProPilot Flight Companion is really big. Is designed to inform you of the basic instruction required for flying in ProPilot. It is by no means an in-depth flight instruction manual. Really? Why not? Although we hope you find it comprehensive and informative. The intent is to give you enough of an understanding of flying to make ProPilot more enjoyable. After all, if you weren't familiar with the techniques required to keep a plane in the air, it wouldn't be much fun. We're turning a little bit. Come on. Nice and easy there. Stop turning. See, now we're turning the other direction. Okay, the ProPilot Flight Companion is written with all kinds of pilots in mind, from the first-time pre-solo student to the licensed pilot desiring to brush up on certain areas, to the person who simply enjoys the flight simulation experience. Use the Flight Companion in conjunction with the library of flight instruction AVIs, or movies, found inside ProPilot. These AVIs cover the flight maneuvers used in all aircraft, such as power on and power off stalls, takeoffs, and landings. Oh my. Where are we going? We're banking, but we're not really turning very much. Boy, this thing is like really tricky to try to fly sometimes. They are not designed to replace an actual flight instructor. But they will greatly enhance your understanding of the correct principles of flight. Application of proper flying skills and good judgment make the best pilots, and ProPilot will hopefully help you in both areas. There are hundreds of publications and websites on and related to flying. Those that were most useful in the development of this flight companion are listed in the bibliography. For a thorough explanation of any concept that may only be touched on here, consult any of these additional resources. What are we doing? We're turning again. We're turning wildly here, actually. Put my bookmark in here. We might be approaching Kankakee here. It's hard to tell at night. So I vaguely saw the city texture, so I believe we are flying over Kankakee now. I just realized that with this coming out, the fact that this is basically the Joliet to Kankakee and Kankakee to Bloomington portion of the World Tour, I usually get these out once a month. I'm actually going to need to get 2 of the other flight simulators out for the same month. So with Fly and Fly 2, they've got to have the 2 flights from Joliet to Kankakee and Kankakee to Bloomington, so that way I can keep them all, you know, within the same month together. And SubLogic Flight, that one too. I think we might be approaching the Kankakee VOR. It hasn't switched yet. I think it's getting ready to. Yep, there it goes. So we've flown over it. So we can go ahead and head to our next destination, which is Pontiac. That is 109.6. If I can get this clicked here. 109.6. It's too far away. Alright, so heading at 246 basically. I looked at the flight plan before takeoff, and so it gives the headings and degrees that you need to go to after you reach each waypoint. So this should do nicely. And just to be sure that we're not getting lost, we can always set Greater Kankakee at 240 also, or something close to it. Oh, wait, no, we don't need to. It's already tuned in. Yay! Alright, just turn this here. Okay, there's our heading. We're pretty much close to it, too. Alright, awesome. So no Kankakee Airport. That is a bummer. Like I said, I don't know how you cannot have that airport in the simulator. And here, you know, and the other thing too is that the first one has got SubLogic's name on it. So how could they not have Kankakee? That just is weird to me. Try to keep ourselves on course here. So yeah, I mean it's right here on the box, right there, SubLogic. So how could this, the people from SubLogic, how could they not have Kankakee on here? They should know better. That is a huge miss. I mean, we're talking about the company that brought out the first flight simulator. And Microsoft Flight Simulator 1 had Kankakee. So again, how could you not have this, you know, in your... And I think this is like this was like the last simulator they put out. How could you not have Kankakee? That just doesn't make sense to me. It's just a huge oversight, I think. I can understand them not having Clow because it's such a small airport, but Kankakee, they should have had that in here. I have to wonder if anyone's added it into the game, because I really am not sure. Let's take a look at flightsim.com here. You can download custom content for ProPilot. Stop going off course. Library. Prepared, X-plane, fly. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is no content for ProPilot. There's Flight Unlimited 2 and 3. Oh, well, that sucks. I was holding out hope that maybe, just maybe, someone created the Kankakee Airport and so that way you could put it into the game, but nope. I don't think you can create airports and put them into ProPilot. And if there was a tool to do that, it is probably long gone by now. Alright, let's see if we stay steady there. I half wonder if the ATC is broke or something. I've got no idea. Let's see. Controls and quick reference. I am looking here to see if there's anything that we need to know. We have problems with turning. Stop turning. We have problems with the engine. It gets too cold, we can turn the carb heat on, so that's something. Oh, let's see. Engine controls, battery alternator, magnetos, fuel switch F, avionics, lights. See, there are keyboard commands for ATC for like repeat last transmission, request close traffic, request touch and go, request go around, report missed approach. But there's nothing to where you actually contact them. So if it doesn't do anything, it doesn't do anything. You're just kind of... you're stuck. No ATC for you. Keep an eye on our... we're about 16 miles away from Pontiac. And we'll continue reading in our flight companion. Okay, overview. Chapter 1, Learning to Fly, covers the fundamentals of flying and the physics of flight. It covers the basic airplane controls and flight maneuvers such as takeoffs, landings, stalls, climbs, glides, and turns. ProPilot allows you to fly 5 different aircraft, all with significantly different specifications. Chapter 2, Aircraft and Systems, lists the flight specifications of the light, single-engine trainer, that would be what we're flying, multi-engine and high-performance aircraft, and jets, so you'll have some understanding of your airplane even before your first flight. Chapter 3, Airspace Classification and Radio Communication, defines the dimensions, operating requirements, and restrictions of each airspace classification. It also covers the proper radio communication techniques required in these airspaces. Chapter 4, Navigation, is a detailed explanation of radio communications venues, facilities, and agencies. Most of the navigation methods are covered, including NDB VOR, or VOR, DME, GPS, and good old-fashioned dead reckoning. That's kind of what we're doing. We're doing some dead reckoning here. Just using some old-fashioned okay, well, no, this isn't dead reckoning. This is just, this is VOR. I was thinking of non-GPS related. My goodness. I cannot get this thing to stop turning. It's annoying. The challenge of learning to fly via instruments only is a rewarding experience. Instruments only is a rewarding experience and one that significantly broadens a pilot's skill level, as well as his opportunity to fly. His? Don't you mean his or hers? You can tell this is an old manual. The Chapter 5 Instrument Flying is a comprehensive look at the basics of this advanced area of study and training. Chapter 6, Logging Your Hours, lists the FAA requirements for obtaining student, private, and commercial pilot certificates, as well as an instrument rating. The flight assignments given here will allow you to fly a variety of cross-country trips while testing your knowledge of everything else covered in the Flight Companion. The acronyms and abbreviations used in flying are a language unto themselves. The acronyms and abbreviations section defines the common ones used throughout the Flight Companion, although there are many more that are not used here. Appendix A contains important tables and legends that are included in all instrument approach procedure chart books, but are reprinted here for your convenience. Finally, Appendix B contains some additional handy reference tables, which you may want to consult from time to time. It is always a unique and rewarding challenge to bring the flight experience to the desktop computer. We hope you enjoy flying ProPilot as much as we've enjoyed creating it. Note: the navigational charts depicted in the Flight Companion are for illustration purposes only. They are not intended for use in actual flight. Navigational charts are continually updated with new, potentially critical information. Therefore, you should maintain your own library of the most recently published NOS or Jeppesen charts for your flight planning and navigation. And we got Chapter 1, Learning to Fly. I'm learning to fly, but I ain't got wings. Great Tom Petty song. And it's a great Pink Floyd song, too. That's like my favorite Pink Floyd song. We have 10 miles to go to Pontiac. Kind of adjust our OBS here. We're not exactly leveled off, but it's close. Use a little bit more trim there. And once we get to Pontiac, it shouldn't be that much longer to Bloomington. Now, if you can look closely, you'll see the clouds up here in the sky. Different things that you can do here. So we can actually move this like that because we don't need all the buttons down below, so that gives us a little bit more out the window that we can look at. Nine miles to go. Oh, so since the last recording of this episode and now, because I had recorded many episodes prior to this and scheduled them out, been adding a lot more to my flight simulator collection. I actually have X-Plane 5 now, which I just premiered on the channel on the day that I recorded this. So I'm a little curious on seeing how well that one will do on the channel. I'm not sure how interested people are on seeing the old X-Plane 5. And if it does turn out to be popular, I'll continue the world tour with it, and I might try out maybe X-Plane 6 and see how many people are interested in that. Because I've been doing these flights on all the various Microsoft flight simulators, and then we got ProPilot, the original USA, and ProPilot 99, and then there is Terminal Reality Fly and Fly 2 and SubLogic's Flight, so I have all those going on. But the only X-Plane one that I've got was X-Plane 11. And I know there are people that love X-Plane and probably would like to see those, so you know, I don't know how much of a demand is, but I'll work on the videos, and we'll see what happens. Getting close to about 4,000 feet, so. Okay, Bloomington is 108.2, so let's go ahead and get that set up here. So remember, it's nighttime and we are relying on our instruments here. So according to this, we are 5 nautical miles away from Pontiac, which we have tuned in right there. We have our line centered. And I'd say as soon as we get to about 1 mile, we'll go ahead and tune Bloomington in. And then we'll start heading off in that direction, and we'll land. And it's as simple as that. I've had a really long day. A long day, and I'm tired, and oh man. My eyes get sore from looking at computer screens because my work is done on a computer, like my real job, and then all of my editing and flying and stuff is done with a monitor. So yeah, my eyes get a little tired. For those of you in the U.S., I think these are Walmart brand, I'm not sure. But these sparkling water beverages are really, really good. And this huge thing here was only like 50 cents. It was like 54 cents. And they've got some good flavors, and I've been trying to cut out soda and rock stars and stuff from my diet. And that there, it's got no calories, no caffeine, no sodium, just sparkling water. All right, we're 2 miles away. Okay, 1 mile. Let's go ahead and switch our VOR. There it is. And there's our next heading. 210. And we're 15 miles away. Actually, 210, I think, is actually relatively perfect. Because I think there's a runway 21. I can't remember if there is a way to look out the windows or not. So like I said, it's been a while since I actually flown this. It may not seem like a while for you because I try to get these out once a month. I try to do a bunch at one time and schedule them. So that gives me time to edit and everything. And since I recorded the last episode, I had to re-familiarize myself with all the controls. Oh, you know what? I don't have the co-pilot on. That might be why. That might be why we're not getting any communication. Maybe. That's okay. It's kind of nice having a little bit of a quiet flight. There we go. Yeah, we can move around. I thought we could. It's the same as Microsoft Flight Simulator. Use the shift and the numerical keypad. I thought I tried that earlier and it wasn't working. It does not work on Fly, and it does not work on X-Plane. not X-Plane 5, it doesn't. Man, there's so much flying to do. So many locations to go and all these different simulators. If I had not been recording all these simulators, I would be pretty far on the world tour, but I'm glad I've been doing recordings on these older episodes because people are watching. People are watching and they love it. And that's great. You know, I'm great that people are enjoying these flights. I'm making sure that we're not about to hit the ground. Okay, we're 9 miles from the airport. Can't say that I really see it, but I'm going to go ahead and put down 1 degree of flaps. Oh my word. Like heading up into the air. Somehow we went from 9 miles to 10 miles. Who knows why or how. Back at 9 miles again. The airport is going to be in front of us. It should be, anyway. What's that? Oh, okay. I saw the little red marker right here, and I was wondering what that was. For a moment, I thought it might have been the airport. About 8 miles, 7 miles. And we'll be landing soon. Soon. With all the flashing lights, I can't tell if the airport is up there. 6 miles. I did check and make sure that the airport was there, so... you should be able to see it. Whoa. It disappeared. There it is. There it is. Yeah, we're no longer tuned in to Bloomington, or we're not getting a signal from them. But that's okay. We got the airport. That's all that matters. I guess below a certain altitude, we're not going to pick anything up. Or it just decided to stop working at within a certain radius. I don't know. I think there's another runway right here. No, there's only 2 runways. There might be 3. I don't know. I see the little red thing there, but... I am going for this runway right over here. Because I can see it. And I can make out the direction and stuff that it's going. Okay, I got full flaps. It's interesting how the different Cessnas that I've flown, how the flaps tend to react differently. So, like, for example, Flight Simulator 2, I wouldn't even try to land with full flaps because I wind up stalling. This one I got full flaps down and I'm still heading at 100 or an 80 knots airspeed. Why am I going so fast? I have no idea. We're going down for a moment. I'm like, what's going on? Is it me, or does it seem like it's taking forever to get to this airport? It's like right there. Okay, cool. We've landed. I forgot to turn taxi and landing lights on. Not that we can really see anything, but... I hate where the rudder keys are on the keyboard. We'll park up here. Alright, we'll just park it right here at the edge of the runway. We'll go ahead and turn the power to the radios off. And we'll go ahead and turn the fuel lever off. Okay, so that is it. We are here at Bloomington-Normal. A bit longer of a flight, but we did go to Kankakee VOR. There was no airport, so we went there first, and then we went here to Bloomington. It's the same flight as the other flight simulators. We just weren't able to land on this one. But we're here at Bloomington, so you get 2 flights at the price of 1. I guess that's one way to look at it. Anyways, I hope you're enjoying these flights, the series, and the other videos that I've got. And if so, leave a like and some comments on this. I'd appreciate that. And the more likes and comments that the video gets, the more seen that it will be with the YouTube algorithms. Because I'm sure there's quite a few people out there that might want to see some old ProPilot flights. So help each other out. Help each other out. Let them know that these videos are out there. And don't forget, I am over on Twitch doing live streams, like I live streamed this one here. Didn't really get any interactions this time around, but that's okay. There's always another time. But hey, those interactions could be with you. So be sure to go to twitch.tv/KillerGamer and follow me there. And I hope to see you and talk with you. Don't forget, there is social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Go on those. I try to do a few things with them, some behind the scenes stuff. So yeah, head on over there. And other than that, I appreciate so much that you've been watching. Thanks a lot, and I will see you on the next leg of our journey. Have a killer awesome day.